channel. My name is JR. I'm going to show you how to be the best home bartender possible, and this is all the tools and ingredients you'll need for this episode. First, you'll need a classic Boston shaker. I hate seeing those three-piece metal ones with the top that comes out this wide. Take those and throw them right in the garbage. Classic Boston shaker and a pint glass. You'll also need a wide tooth strainer with an adjustable lip on it. Spoon, you don't need one, but it's good to have for old fashions. Muddler, if you don't have one, you can always use the end of a wooden spoon, but this just looks shinier, looks a little bit better. A nice two-pronged jigger, a fine mesh strainer, and of course, a nice juicer. You can buy all these on Amazon for under $40 or so. Whatever you do not buy a big kit that comes in one. Those are very poorly made. You can buy all these piecemeal. You probably have most of this around your house, but whatever you do not get the three-piece metal with the uncollapsible piece. Those are terrible. Today, we're going to make a GoldRush cocktail. The ingredients you're going to need are whiskey or bourbon. You can use whatever preference you want, or rye. Lemon, which you need to juice. We need about 3/4 of an ounce. Honey syrup, you can use either honey syrup or simple if you don't have it. They're both a 1-to-1 ratio of honey and sugar to water on whichever preference. That's what we need. Let's get started. Okay, so now we have all of our ingredients together and we're going to put this cocktail together. So what you're going to need is your jigger with your 1 ounce side. You're going to need the Boston shaker and your whiskey. So we're going to pour in 2 ounces of bourbon. One and 2. Next, we're going to add 3/4 of an ounce of honey syrup. And then last but not least, 3/4 of an ounce of lemon. If you have mint, you can also make this a little bit more fresh out of mint, as it is the fall. But if you add a little bit of mint in here, it makes it a little bit more brighter and a little bit more of a southern twang. So what we're going to do is learn how to shake and tin a cocktail properly. So what you're going to want to do is place with ice your tin flat on the ground, and then you're going to make sure that you have one side of the tin lined up. If you don't have it lined up, it's not going to seal correctly and it might come apart while you're shaking. So you take your liquids out and then you give it a little top. You should be able to pop it up with one hand and hold it with one hand. If you can't do this, you have not sealed it correctly. So you want to grab with the top with one hand, the bottom with another. And you want to shake this for about 20 seconds, depending on how diluted it is, but you basically want to get a lot of airflow back and forth. That's the main thing. You'll know you're done when you can feel the outside of the glass become ice cold and a little bit beady. This is the hardest part most people struggle with. So with it lined up on the crease here is where all the pressure is built up. You take the meaty part of your palm, not your wrist, not your fingers, but the meaty part, and give it a good whack. Not too hard so it'll explode, but good enough to break the seal. So just one hit and then grab and then it'll come right apart. If it gets stuck, it's either because you shook it too much or because you popped it down too hard. You can always bang it on the side, but be careful because this metal part, if it comes off and it's cold, can cut you. So, building the drink. What we're going to do at this point, I forgot, so I'll show you guys how to do that, is give one more shake, and then while this is coming off, because we're at home, we can give it a little taste because the cocktail is still being made. So, to me that's a little lemony, and I haven't made this cocktail in a long time when I was out of tequila, so I didn't have a tequila recipe. So I'm going to add just a little bit more honey. Just give this a quick shake. We're going to use our strainer here, and with it, one finger on it, what you can do is push forward to have the strainer have a little bit less airflow. If you have a lot of juices or berries that you want to strain out, this is where you do it, because this is just ice, no big deal. So what you do is hold one hand and then pour. If we had a drink that was something with a lot of fruit or it was muddled, we would use a fine mesh strainer to catch all the ice particles and all the berries, but we did not necessary. So from there, you could garnish, but again, we're at home, so there's no need. But if you wanted to get fancy, you could put a little slice of lemon as well, but give it a little taste. Delicious. A little take on a spin if you're getting a little bit tired of old fashions or just straight bourbon. Nice little twist. And once again, if you have mint, you can throw that in there. A little muddled, makes it a little fresher, a little brighter. But that's the episode. GoldRush cocktail, very simple. And that will be $14. Thanks, and see you guys next episode.